Are you observing screen?
Yes, sir.
So we have seen what does it mean by analysis. What is mean by analysis? Rule number 8, Neha. Analysis.
It's study of forces at a particular region.
What is that? What you are told?
It's study of forces at a particular region.
Okay, study of forces, simple way. Study of forces is nothing but analysis. Pin joint. What is meant by pin joint? Shinde, Anisha. What does it mean by pin joints? What is another name of pin joint?
Hinged support.
Hinged support or hinged joint, we can say. Hinged, and frame. What does I have told hinge means? Frame means frames. Members are connected to each other. It may be by bolting, nut bolt, welding, whatever it may be. It is called as frame. So that is nothing but frame. And in this syllabus we have seen pin joint statistically. Determinate plane trusses, perfect frame, assumptions, determination of nature and forces, magnitude of force in the member, simple trusses, zero force member, analysis of trusses by method of joint, method of section, and graphical method. This one is our syllabus. So whatever you are observing, it is very simple chapter, but problems are lengthy. Problems are little lengthy. Subject, this chapter is very easy. Easiest chapter, and I will say shortest chapter in the syllabus. Very short. If you are understanding from the first very clearly, few concepts are there in this only. Very few. I will not say more concepts are there. Very few concepts are there, and problems are also very easy. But it is a little lengthy. I will say a little lengthy one. So shall we go first? Introduction. So analysis of frame. So this one is our chapter, analysis of pin joint frames. Another famously, this chapter is known as, let me see, famously this chapter is known as trusses. Truss. Famously this chapter is known as trusses. So truss, this word also you have to remember here, truss. This whatever frames are there, that frames are known as truss. So a lengthy one. So this chapter is known as trusses, analysis of truss. So truss spelling is something like this. This is also known as trusses. Okay. First point now. Introduction. What does it mean by trusses or pin joint frame structure? A pin joint A pin joint frame is a structure made up of slender members, pin members, and pin connected at ends and capable of taking the loads at joint. Okay, so what does mean by slender? Slender is a component for which cross-sectional dimensions quite smaller or small as compared to its length. Means in short, what we can say, slender is nothing but a component whose length is more than other two dimensions. That is nothing but slender. Such frames are used as roof trusses. Have you seen roof trusses? To support the sloping roof and as a bridge. Even on the bridge, it is used. A frame in which all members lie in single plane. A frame in which all members lie in single plane is called as plane frame. And what is last point? Will you read? I am unable to see here. They are
designed to resist the forces acting in the plane.
They are designed to resist the forces acting in the plane. So main motto of this trusses or pin joint frame is what? To resist the forces or to transfer the forces. Once I am going to give example, you will come to know that. So transfer the forces is the main aim of the trusses. So what is the aim of truss? Why trusses are used to transfer the force? That is the main aim of the trusses. So hereafter once question will come, what does mean by truss? To transfer the force. Why it is necessary? Or transfer and distribute the force. So if more precisely, if I will say what is the use of truss? To distribute. First we have to distribute. And then transfer. First we have to distribute and then transfer. Then we have to transfer the force. First we have to distribute. What will happen if we are not going to distribute? What will happen if we are not going to distribute the force? एखाद्या component वरती force येतो. For example, in our electrical light, electrical poles are there where only one pole is used in some cases. But I'm going to show that figure next. So there are some structures where these trusses or structures are used to transfer the force. What will happen? Only one element or one member is used. It may get failed because due to high load on the only single force. That's why it is very necessary to distribute that force into other members and then transfer as per necessary. First we have to distribute and then we have to transfer. That is the main aim of this trusses. Okay. If all the members of frame do not lie in single plane, it is called as space frame. Means all the members, means whatever members are used in the trusses or pin frames, if they are in single plane, then it is called as space frame. Okay, and if it is in one plane, it is called as plane frame, PLANE frame. So tripod transmission and observation towers are the examples of space frame. So it's middle diagram, you can see middle diagram. So if you see middle diagram, it is something called tripod. Even you might have seen while putting the cameras, video shooting, such cameras are used. If you see these three frames and this remaining structure, whether it will be lie in single plane, this tripod structure total single plane, you can now see single plane means plane or page of your notebook is an example of plane. So whether all the frames will lie in single plane for tripod?
No.
It will not be. That's why it is an example of space frame. It is an example of space frame, we can say. So whatever this roof structure you are observing in first diagram, you will see one element only. Yeah? Only one element, first frame. So whether it will be space frame or we can say a plane frame, first element only. Means this something like this structure is there, no? Something like this. So whether it will be plane frame or space frame, first structure only for this roof. So it will be only plane or space?
Plane.
Plane. It is first time asking. Only it will be in plane because it is lying in single plane. Plane frame. Second one is space frame. Now this transmission system we are saying, electrical transmission system. So it is very famous. You might have seen many more places. This transmission system, lot of load is going to be there. So what will happen in this case? Only one pole is used. Suppose what will happen? Only one pole is used in this. Whole load will come only on that one particular pole, and it will get either it will get bent or it will get break. That's why in between, have you seen such system, transmission system, electrical transmission system? Many more members are used. What is why we are using many more members in between? What is the purpose of using many more members? What the way I have told right now?
Due to extra load.
Due to extra load. But what is the purpose to use many more members in trusses or this structure? Electrical transmission, third diagram. What is the purpose?
Transfer.
Transfer the loads. Only transfer the loads or to distribute and transfer the load?
To distribute and transfer.
To distribute and to transfer the load. So whatever load is going to come, it has to be distributed, and afterwards it has to be transfer the load. That is the main purpose of trusses. So hereafter once question will come, why trusses are used in day-to-day life? So what should be your answer? Why trusses or these frames are used in day-to-day life?
To distribute
and transfer the load.
To distribute and transfer the forces. That's all. So where to transfer? So in this case, in all cases, it will be transferred to the earth, we can say, or downward direction. To distribute and transfer the forces. Then two types of frames, which are the first one is plane frame, another one is space frame. If all the members of the frame are going to lie in single plane, it is called as plane frame. When all the members of the frame are not lying in single plane, it is called as space frame. It is as simple as this. In this chapter, only plane frame. So whatever we are going to study or we are going to analyze the frames, that will be only plane frame. So we are having study of only plane frame. Space frame we are not going to study. Analysis involved. Okay, so whatever we are going to study, it will be only plane frames.
Sir, beam and column में space plane.
Beam and
Column.
we can say it as a frame, but it will not be plane frame. If you see only one floor, फक्त एकाच फ्लोर चे जर तुम्ही सगळे बीम कन्सिडर केले, only one we can say floor म्हणजे एकाच मजल्याचे सगळे कॉलम तुम्ही विचारात घेतले, then it will be plane frame. Like this. But if you consider column and beam at a time, सगळेच at a time consider करता, then it will become space frame. As simple as this. Okay. Next, types of frames. So there are three types of frame. So whatever frames are there, there are three types. So don't read now all things. So I will say summary of this. There are three types of the frame. First one is perfect frame. Perfect frame. First one is perfect. Second one is deficient. Deficient frame. And third one is redundant. Redundant frame. These are the three types of frame. So on which basis it is done, or how to identify which is perfect frame, which is deficient frame, and which is redundant frame. So if you read, a lot of things are given here. A pin joint frame which has got just a sufficient number of members to register the load without undergoing appreciable deformation in shape is called as perfect frame. Means whatever load is going to come on the frame, if that particular frame is capable to transfer, or we can say register the load without undergoing deformation, that frame is known as perfect frame. So after study, so whatever is first figure you are observing, first figure, so just to see this first figure, don't see second one also. So here I will write first. You will see first figure. So here you have to see joints, different joints and number of member. So in our hereafter study, members will be indicated by M and joints will be indicated by J, M and J. So whatever here, one simple one, this first joint, second joint and third joint. Number of joints are 3, and whatever circles are made, this first number, second number, third number. So these are called as members. They are again 3. So number of joint and number of members we have to consider, and there is one relation between these. It is found by study. So m is equal to 2j minus 3. So this is the relation between number of members and number of joint. If this equation is going to become satisfied, m is equal to 2j minus 3. If this equation is going to become satisfied, it is called as perfect frame. Means, what is the definition of perfect frame? Whatever load is going to come on the frame, it will transfer, but what is the condition? Without deformation. It will not undergo some deformation. And if after study this equation is introduced, m is equal to 2j minus 3. What is m in this equation?
3.
What is m? But what, for what we are calling it? Members. And what is j in equation? In this equation? Number of joints. Now if you will consider first figure, what is the value of m?
3.
3. What is the value of j?
3.
So whether this equation is satisfying, m is equal
Yes,
to
sir.
2j minus 3.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, sir.
If it is satisfying, it is called as perfect frame. And what is the what we are calling it as a perfect frame? Because whatever load is going to come, it will transfer. Whatever load will come, it will transfer. So that is called perfect frame. On the other hand, if this, I will say LHS, left hand side is less than right hand side RHS, then it is called as deficient frame. Deficient frame means number of members are less. So what will happen means, if number of members in the frame are less, or left hand side is less than RHS, if such case will come, then it is called as a deficient frame. Then it is called as deficient frame. It is called as deficient frame. Okay, it will transfer the load from whatever load is applied on the frame. It will transfer, but what will happen while transferring the load? Deformation will happen of the frame. Deformation. That's why it is called as deficient frame. Then another case, if LHS is greater than, if LHS is greater than, I will say like this, LHS is greater than RHS, it is called as redundant frame. Means number of members are more than the requirement. Ekada frame मध्ये जर unnecessary members are added, then it is called as redundant frame. And what will happen in a redundant frame? A redundant frame, it is not possible to analyze that frame. Redundant frame is indeterminate frame. So you might have seen, you might have heard this word. What does it mean by redundant and determinate and indeterminate? What is meant by determinate and indeterminate? What is difference? Determinate means what? Determinate structure and indeterminate structure. What is the difference? Determinate means we can find the forces in the member. Determinate. And indeterminate means what? It is not possible to find the forces in the member. Indeterminate structure. So redundant structures are the indeterminate structure. So it is not possible to find the forces in the member. So we are going to find the forces. Analyze the frame or analyze the truss means find out the forces that we are going to see. Correct. So these are the 3 members. A lot of history is given. So I have told what is the summary. So types of frames. How many types are there for the types of frame?
3.
3 types are there. Which are they?
Perfect, deficient, and redundant.
Perfect frame, deficient frame, and this redundant frame. Redundant frame. So perfect frame. What is the definition of perfect frame? The number of members are sufficient. So whatever number of members are used in the frame, these are sufficient to transfer the load. Most important condition that, what is the condition in perfect frame? It should not undergo
without deformation.
Without deformation or without deformation. It should not go deformation. That's why it is, the name is given as a perfect frame. First one. Second, deficient frame. What does it mean by deficient?
Members are less than joints.
चेक करा
1 minute.
नाही त्याला क्लिक करत आहे पार्टिसिपेंट संकला अनलॉक करा
Sank,
अनिकेत संक
Aniket Sank. Aniket Sank. Can you unmute yourself and please give reply? Aniket Sank. Aniket, not reply.
मेसेज
Aniket, not reply. Again.
23 है का
23 roll number 23.
53
53. 23, 53.
59
59. Roll number 59.
बस skip मार
Okay. So 3 types of frames: perfect frame, deficient frame, and redundant frame. Perfect frame, number of members are whatever used are sufficient to take the load without deformation. Deficient frame, so number of members are less. Number of members are less. What will happen if at all we are going to use less member and load is more? What will happen? Automatic deformation will happen. Deformation will happen, and that frame will not retain its shape, we will say, because due to deformation. And redundant means what? Redundant, number of members are used unnecessary, we can say, or more members are used in the frame. So what is the drawback to use more members in the frame? We are unable to find the forces in that the member. So that is the drawback, and that structure will become determinate or indeterminate.
Indeterminate.
Indeterminate. Indeterminate. We are not able to find the forces. That is the types of frames. This is the, we can say, summary, I will say, for this. Okay, so if not necessary to read all things, only one equation we have to remember, this very famous equation, m is equal to 2j minus 3, the standard equation, m for member, j for joint. If this equation is going to satisfy perfect frame, if LHS is going to become less than RHS, what will be the type of frame?
Deficient.
Deficient. And if LHS is be more will be than RHS, then it will be redundant frame. Like this it is there. Like this we have to say. Then so this is the type. So we will not go in deep how to find, where to find, like this. Types of frame, same is given, same history, whatever I have told, same is there. So you can apply the relation between resultant and equilibrium. So a frame is said to be deficient. So that whatever I have told, if number of members are 18 less than that of required frame, such is called as deficient. A frame is said to be redundant, same is given here also. If the number of members are more than, here it is called less, here it is called more, and in case of deficient it is where it is less than, it is less. Equations all redundant frame is statistically indeterminate. I have told already, statistically indeterminate. So we cannot find the forces because more members are used in this. Okay. Then assumptions in analysis of pin joint trusses. So theory question, it may be asked many times. Many times this question was asked, what are the assumptions in analysis of pin joint trusses or frames? The following are the assumptions. Number 1, the ends of the members are pin connected or hinged. We have discussed in the first point only. The whatever ends are there, either it is pin joint or it is hinged, we can say, or it is hinged. How many reactions are there at the hinge joint? Two reactions. This is first assumptions. Second one, the loads are only at joint. Means whatever joint is there, whatever load is there, it is applied only at joint. It is not in between the joint on the member. Most important assumptions. When frame is there, whatever load is going to be applied, it should be only at joint. It should not be in between the joint, I will say. Self weight of the member is negligible. Means while analysis of the frame, weight of the member we are not going to consider. There may be some certain weight of the member, but we are going to neglect that weight of member while analysis. And fourth one, members are having either uniform cross section throughout, or if they have varying cross section, the centroid is located along the same longitudinal line. Or here I will say fourth one, whatever members are used in one particular truss or one particular plane frame, uniform cross section we are going to assume unless it is mentioned. These are the assumptions. Unless it is mentioned, we are going to consider it as a uniform cross section unless and until it is mentioned. Its weight we are going to neglect. It may have certain weight, a particular member may have certain weight, but we are going to neglect. And loads, whatever loads we are going to apply or assume on the frame, that loads can only be applied where? Only at the joint, not in between the joint on the member, only at the end of the member, I will say, end of the member. So end of the member will be joint only at that joint, and the ends of the members are pin connected or hinge connected. Very simple. These are the assumptions. So very famously it is known as, what are the assumptions in pin jointed trusses or frames? So these are the four. Have you understood what are the assumptions we are going to make? These are the assumptions. Ends are hinged or pin joint. Loads, whatever it will be applied only at the joint. Self weight is negligible or we are going to neglect, and members are having either uniform cross section. Okay, likewise. Okay. Next. Aniket. Aniket. Aniket Sank. These are the assumptions. Next, what you are observing on the screen, Shubham? Bandgar of something.
Nature of forces in members.
Nature of forces in force. So whether one particular force will be there, what will be the nature? Force the nature kasa asta? Either it will be most important thing. This thing you should remember: pull or push. So a force will be either pull or push, or it may be either tension or compression. Either it will be tensile or compress force. So how to remember if you are observing here? So whatever we have seen. So the members of pin plane, the frame subject to either compressive or tensile force. One force will be there in the member. Either it will be tensile or compressive. Either it will be tensile or compressive. Something like this. So how to judge that particular force? Now, most important thing. Without this, we cannot proceed for the problem solving. So whatever assumptions we have seen, weight is negligible of the member, forces are applied only at the joint, not in between the joint. Again, what was the assumption? Cross-sectional area is uniform. Again, what was the assumption? Four assumptions are there. Which are they? Weight of the member is negligible. Forces are applied only at the joint. Again, uniform cross-section is there for every member. And what was the last one? Which one is missing? Assumption?
Ends of members are
Hinged. Very good. Ends of the members are hinged or pin joint. That was the four assumptions. Now, when nature of forces we are going to find in the member, either it will be tensile or compressive. So how to see this? Most important. This concept is most important. So if I will show here something member called as AB. So joint A and B is there. Joint A and B. So here, when we have to say particular force is having or this member AB is having tensile nature. So once the force is acting away from the joint, this force is acting away from the joint, it is called as, what we have to call it as, away from the joint. What will be the nature of force in this?
Tensile.
Tensile force.
It is called as tensile nature. Away from the, away tensile. And if for the suppose any member, suppose CD, I will give here CD. If particular force is acting towards the joint, a particular force is acting towards the joint, something like this, towards point C and point D, this force will be
Compressive.
Compressive.
compressive. This is most important. Towards the joint, away from the joint. That is the concept. If particular force we are going to assume, suppose from away from the joint, tensile, and towards the joint, compressive. So this is most important. Away, if I will write away from joint, away, it will be tensile or tensile, whatever. And it will be towards, I will write towards the joint. It will, if it is acting towards the joint, it is compressive. This is most important in this chapter. Most important. How to see the nature of the forces. Away from the joint, tensile. Towards the point, compressive. A particular member will have either tensile or compressive nature. Okay. So we have to, depending upon assumptions and final calculation, you can see how it will be nature of forces in the member. Are you getting this particular? Have you understood assumptions and forces?
Yes, sir.
How to identify nature of forces when we have to say a particular member is under tensile load?
Away from the point.
Force is acting
Away from
Away
the point.
from the joint.
away from the joint, or we can say that particular point or joint, we will say in our language, joint we will say. If a particular force is acting away from the joint, then it is called as tensile nature. And if it is acting towards the joint,
Compressive.
Compressive.
it is called as compressive nature. That we have seen. Next, what is next? So this is the theory in this chapter. And method of analysis. What does we have seen? Analysis means there are three methods of analysis. Which are they? Read the Aniket, will you read the slide? Aniket Sangh. Aniket, you have unmute ourselves, unmuted, but still you are not giving reply. I don't know why. Aniket, who will read? Saili, will you read? Methods of analysis 35.
Yes, sir. First, method of joint. Second, method of section. Third, graphical method.
Graphical method. Only three methods are there in this chapter. Whatever theory we have seen, that's all. And depending upon that, these three methods, out of these three, only two we are going to see. This graphical method is not in syllabus. Only first two are there. Method of joint, method of section. What do you understand by section? Section means what? That we are going to see further. First, we are going to see method of joint. Means we are going to target each joint from the frame, and we are going to see the nature of the forces, or we are going to find the forces in the member. That is first method of joint. Each joint we are going to consider, and we are going to find. Section means what? Section means to cut. Meanwhile, you can remember, section means to cut. We are going to cut the frame, means particular part of the frame we are going to consider. That is latter part. Method of section, we are going to cut, or another name is also slice. Slice means also to cut. Slice or cut, one and the same. We are going to cut the frame and we are going to analyze. And in first joint, each one by one, I will say, one by one, we are going to consider joints. One by one, we are going to consider joints, and we are going to analyze the frame. Okay, so this one, our theory. So this much theory is there in this chapter only. So whatever we have seen. Okay, so whatever we have seen, this much. So nature of forces, either it will be tensile or compressive. So when it is acting away from the point, tensile, towards the point, or joint, I will say, towards the joint, compressive. Then what was there? Assumptions, 4 assumptions. Ends are pin joint or hinged. Loads are only at joint. Self weight we are going to neglect. Members are uniform cross section, are having uniform cross section. Types of frames, how many types are there? 3. Which are they? First one is
Perfect.
perfect. Second one is
Deficient.
deficient. Third one is
Redundant.
redundant. And we have seen frame. There are 2 types of frame. Which are they?
Plane frame
Plane
and
and
space.
space.
Plane and press. Very good. Plane and space. Very good. What is plane frame?
Members of frame lies in single
Lies
plane
in
are called
single
Very
plane.
good. Members of all the frame lying in single plane. And what is space frame?
Members of frame do not lie in
Members
single
do
plane.
not lie in a single plane.
Members are not lying in a single plane. Very good. And what is last question? What does mean by frame, or why frames or trusses are used in our practical use or life? Why it is used? 2 words I have told. For what purpose?
Distribute
To distribute
To
and
distribute the
transfer
load.
the force.
Very good. To distribute. What is the purpose of truss or purpose of frame? To
distribute
Distribute and transfer the
to distribute and transfer
the
the
load.
force. To distribute and transfer the force. This is most important. If we are not going to distribute the force, particular component will fail due to force. It is as simple as this. If at all we are not going to use particular, only one component we are going to use, it will either it will get bent, fail, or break, whatever it may be. That's why we have to distribute, and we have to transfer the force. Okay, so this is the theory from this. Now first problem, who will read this problem? Who will read voluntarily on your own?
Determine the force in all the members of a truss as shown below. Also indicate the magnitude of nature of the forces on the diagram of the truss. All inclined members are at 60 degree to horizontal, and length of each members is
2
2
meter.
meter.
Very good, thank you. So whatever truss is given in the diagram below, very carefully you have to say, very lengthy problems. Now your basics from chapter number 1, 2 is also required here. Okay, so determine the forces in all members. So my first question, how many members are used in this truss? How many members are used?
7.
1, 2, 3, and
7, sir.
7.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
7. Okay, how many joints are there?
6.
5,
5.
5, sir. 5.
5.
5, sir. 5. 5.
5.
5.
Yes,
So
sir.
here, so M and J is known. Now actually it is not necessary. So will you check? M is equal to 2J minus 3. How many members are there?
7.
7. How many joints are there?
5. 5.
5.
2 into 5 minus 3. How much it is?
7.
7.
So what is the type of truss or frame?
Perfect.
Perfect.
Perfect frame. So to whom we are calling it as a perfect frame? Number of joints or number of members are sufficient to transfer the load without what?
Deformation.
Without
Without
deformation.
deformation.
So this is the type of perfect frame. So actually it is not asked to identify which type of frame, but it is a type of perfect frame. So this equation is getting satisfied. M is equal to 2J minus 3. So first, what is our target or our aim is to find force in each member. Means we want to find first a force in each member. Means what is the force in member AB. Okay. So if I will write, so somewhere I have to write how many members are there. Can anybody tell? So here will be our aim.
7.
7. Force AB we want to find. Again force, suppose BC. Force BC. Again force BC. Then BE. This we want to find force CE.
C.
Again force AE. Force AE. Again force ED.
ED.
Over or anything is remained. Force CD.
CD.
Likewise forces we want to find. Likewise forces we want to find along with its nature. Along with its nature, what will be the nature of forces? Either it will be
Tensile or compressive.
tensile or compressive. Okay, likewise also we want to find. First problem you have to see very carefully. Remaining problem you can solve very easily. Now once we are going to solve this problem, our conditions are also given. All inclined members are at 60 degree. That is given, and length of each member is how much?
2 2 meters.
2 meter. It is
2
also
meter.
given. It is also given. Okay, so once we are going to solve the problem, or you are going to start the problem, first you have to find the reactions for this truss. So now I will ask, which are the supports, or what type of supports are used at point A and D?
Hinged and roller.
At point A, which is the type of support?
Hinged.
Hinged.
Hinged. And at point B, what is the type of type of support?
Roller.
Roller. How many reactions will be there at point A?
Two reactions.
Two reactions, hinged. And how many reactions will be there at point D?
One.
Only one. It will be vertical or vertically upward or downward?
Upward.
Upward. So first we have to FBD of the loading. So I will draw FBD of loading. So in this, what we have to remember? Or we have to draw only beam and active and reactive forces. Only you have to draw this, we can say beam. Now I will say it is not beam actually, but we have to show something like this to calculate reaction. So here there will be one reaction, I will say RA horizontal H, and here vertical will be RA phi. Here there will be which point? RD. Sorry, RD, no? RD. And active forces we have to consider without considering member. Active forces. How many active forces are there?
2.
Only 2? Or at point E, some force is there?
Yes, sir. 3 forces.
3 forces. So 40 kilonewton force is directly I will show on the beam like this. 40. This. Then 50. Directly on the AB I will show here something like how much it is, 50. Then this at point E also. Again I will show here only E 60. So whether now from this figure, is it possible to calculate RA and RB? From given figure, 3 forces. First we have to find RA and RD. Is it possible to find RA and RD? Whether it is possible to find?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
What will be the value of RAH? Looking to the figure, is there any force horizontal apart from RAH?
No.
No any force. So shall I say directly?
0.
So shall I say RAH equal to 0? No any other force is horizontal. So RAH is 0. If now I will apply summation Fy is equal to 0, what will happen? RAV plus RD minus 60 minus 40 minus 50 equal to 0. Equal to 0. Okay, this is one equation. If I will get RA phi plus RD equal to how much?
150.
150. Now, if I will apply summation of moment due to all the forces at any one point, where I should apply? Which value I will get?
Point A, sir.
Summation of moment due to all forces at point A. At point A, suppose equal to 0. So, due to 40 kilonewton force, what will be the distance of 40 kilonewton force from point A?
1.
1. So, what will be the nature? Plus or minus? Plus 40 into 1. What about 60? 60 kilonewton force. What is its distance?
2.
60 into 2. Again, it will be plus. What about 50 kilonewton force?
3.
Its distance will be 3. 50 into 3 minus RD. Minus it will come negative or positive?
Negative.
Negative. RD into what will be the distance?
4.
4 equal to 0. From this calculate RD. Calculate RD. RD.
77.5.
Dividing by 4.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
77.5 kilonewton. RD I got. RD. So from this, is it possible to calculate RAV from equation number 1?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
From this directly now calculate RAV equal to
72.5.
72.5.
huh?
72.5.
72.5 kilonewton. 72.5. So shall I say that RAV is nothing but RA because its horizontal component is 0.
Yes, sir.
72.5
Yes.
means reactions we got RA and RD. Reactions we got now. Correct. Now, so here I have written here all things, whatever forces we are going to calculate, all things I am going to write here, including reactions. So reactions at point A and point D we calculated. First task is to calculate the reaction. Okay. Now, as the name of this, so you can take screenshot. I have to rub this. Shall I rub this middle part?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
RA and RD I calculated. Now one by one I have to calculate the forces in the member. One by one I have to calculate forces in the member. Now if joint I have to consider, as it is a name of joint, method of joint. So first I have to consider now joint. Any joint you can consider, only care you have to take. Suppose you are going to consider point A. So which two members are joint at point A? Which two members are joint at point A?
AB and AE.
B and E.
AB and
A. A.
AB and AE. So while taking consideration into any member, you have to select such member where there should not be more than two unknowns. असा मेंबर असा जॉइंट सिलेक्ट करायचा की ज्या ठिकाणी दोन पेक्षा जास्त अननोन नसले पाहिजे. Otherwise you will not able to solve that particular equations. If you will consider point E, how many unknown forces will be there at point E?
4.
E point, I am saying middle point, E, not D. E for elephant. E.
4.
4 forces will be there, 4 different forces which are not possible to solve. So consider joint A. Now one by one we have to consider, and we have to draw at joint A. So here I have to write FBD of A. Now I have to draw FBD of A. So here I have to consider point A. Okay. So vertical force will be what? Vertical RA, which we have calculated. Then AE will be horizontal force, something like this. Okay. Here E is there. So let us assume it is away from the point. So which nature we have considered here?
Tensile.
Tensile. We have considered force in AE as a tensile. So here I will give E. And here there is another force. So here it will be FB. Again I will consider away from the point, something like this. So what is angle is given? 60, no?
60 degrees.
60.
60 degree. So here point A. Again, I have considered away from the point. Let us see FAB. FAB. Both I have considered as a tensile natures. So now how many unknowns are there here? I will say FAB, AE, FAE and FAB. So in this equation, how many unknowns are there? Or
Two.
in this FBD, which are the unknowns?
Two, sir. Two.
Two. Which are they?
FAB and FAE.
FAB and FAE.
FAB and FAE. So three forces are there which are concurrent. Either you can apply which theorem?
Lami's theorem.
Either you can apply Lami's theorem or summation fx and summation fy. That is also possible. That is also possible. So which we will apply here?
Lami's
Lami's theorem.
Lami's theorem. Whether all the angles are known?
Yes,
Whether-
sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So let us apply Lami's theorem then. So FAB. FAB. What will be the FAB divided by
Sin 90.
sin 90 equal to FAE. FAE divided by what will be the angle?
Sin 150.
Sin
150.
sin 150 equal to RA divided by RA is known to us divided by
Sin
Sin
60.
60.
sin 60. Calculate now. FAB. So this last term is known to you. Array value already we have calculated 72.5. So from that you can calculate now. Calculate FAB and FAE. Either you-
83.71.
Huh?
FAB 83.71.
83.71.
83.71.
71.
And FAE. Calculate that also.
$41.85.
Hmm?
41.85.
40.
1.85.
41.85
Yes, sir.
kilonewton, whatever.
480.5.
480.
Yes.
Huh? AE
41.85.
480 somewhere is someone is saying. How much it is? 41 is correct answer. 41.85. Any other?
41.85.
41.85. So this process we will write here. So FAB we got. Where it is first one only. How much we got? 83.71.
0.71.
So nature, once we are going to decide finally at point B, still we are assumed it as a tensile. So no problem. So away from point A we have assumed, but at point B we are going to check. If that again will come same, then we are going to consider it as a tensile only. Still it is not, we will not write here. And another one, which force we got? AE. Force AE. How much we got?
41.85.
41.85. So unit also you can write, space is not with me. So whatever we have calculated now. So this point joint A is over, joint A. What about next now? Which joint we will consider? You are free to take any joint. You are free to select any joint, provided that what you should check? What you should check? Number of unknowns should not be more than
2.
2. Number of unknowns should not be more than 2. Then you can consider any joint. Which joint we will take next now? Huh? Which joint I will select now? Point A or joint A is over. Now you are free to select any joint,
D,
provided
sir.
that all members should get covered. Anything. Only condition you have to see condition. Now which joint we will take next? Consider joint
D, sir.
D.
D.
D. No problem. We will consider joint D. No issue. At joint D. Okay. So FBD. Free body diagram of D. What will be that? Here point D. How many forces will be there at point D?
1.
One force. Which are they?
RD.
RD. How it will be? Vertically?
Vertically upward.
RD. What is the value of RD? 77.5. Then force D. How we are going to assume? Force D. Shall I consider as a
RHS.
towards RHS? Okay. Yep.
LHS.
RHS we have to consider. Okay. Towards RHS you want. Okay. Yep. What will be the name? ED. The next force. Which will be next force? Only two forces will be there or some other force will be there?
C.
Force CD. Force CD. Shall I consider as a compressive again?
Yes.
Force CD. Force CD. Okay, three forces are there. One is vertical, one is horizontal, and one is inclined at an angle of 60. So three forces, again three concurrent forces. So is it possible to calculate?
Yes.
sir.
How we are going to calculate?
Lam's theorem.
Lam's theorem.
theorem.
So FCD, force in CD divided by angle. How much angle?
Sin 90.
Sine
90.
angle between remaining two, sine 90 equal to force ED divided by sine of
150.
sine 150 equal to which forces remain 77.5 RD divided by
Sin 60.
sine 60 angle between remaining two, sine 60. From this calculate FCD and FED. FCD and FED.
$89.48.
Which one?
F
FCD.
FCD, which one? How much?
89.48.
89.48.
89.48.
And FED. First. FED
44.74.
44.70.
4.
74. So here I will write in my list FED 44.74.
74.
That we have considered as a, and FCD 89.48. Nature you have to consider. We have assumed it as a compressive towards the joint. Now after D we will select now C joint. So at joint C, which forces are known? Either we have to consider point C or point B. Point E we cannot. Or is it necessary to calculate again point E? Calculate करू शकतो का point E? Is it possible to find the forces at point E? How many members are connecting at point E?
4.
4. Out of that, how many we calculated?
2.
Which are they?
AE and AD.
AE and ED or
ED.
DE. We have calculated 61 is there. So is it If you will select joint E, whether we are able to calculate the forces. राहिलेल्या
sir.
2 मेंबर मधले फोर्स काढू शकेन का आपण?
Sir,
Shall we
summation fx use केलं तर fx fy.
summation fx fy, if at all we are going to use, it is possible to calculate summation fx and fy. Is it possible to calculate? 2 equations, 2 unknown we will get. 2 equations and 2 unknowns. Likewise, or if we will take simplest joint C, how many unknowns will be there at point C?
2.
2. Okay, so which joint we will take? So it's
C.
better to take C joint.
C.
C.
See, first you have to remember a point CD. Force between force in member CD. How we have assumed force between CD, that you have to remember. How we have assumed CD here
Compressive.
compressive. Means here while solving, we have to assume like something like this towards the joint. Next, consider joint D. Sorry, C. Lengthy problem. First only I have told it is very lengthy problem. Joint by joint you have to consider. Consider joint
C.
Consider joint C and FBD of joint C. How it will be? Joint C, vertical force is there. How much it is? 50. Okay, so this force we have assumed something like this. How much it is now? Force in CD we have calculated
89.48.
89.48.
48.
89.48. And one more which is remain now. Force in CE. Let us assume as a tensile. Force in CE, tensile. Okay, so how much it will be? CE. So I will say force CE. Force CE. Okay, so either you can apply Lami's theorem or summation fx and fy. So by both the forces, force CE and this 89.48, by both forces, angle made with horizontal is how much?
60.
60 degree.
60 degree. So if at all I will take summation fx now, instead of Lami's, let us take summation fx. Summation fx is equal to 0 if I will take. So what will happen? Whether this 50 kilonewton force will come?
No.
It will not come. So this 89.48, whether it will be, it is going towards positive x-axis or negative x-axis?
Negative.
Negative.
Negative. 89.48 cos or sine 60. Cos 60 minus again FCE cos 60 equal to 0. From this equation, calculate FCE. Calculate FCE with the sign again. FCE, I think it is coming negative. FCE.
That's 89.48, sir.
89.48.
89.48, same.
Minus.
Yes.
But it is negative. Negative, no?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Sir.
Negative sign indicate what it indicate? 89 point. Negative, no? Minus 89.48 kilonewton. Negative sign, what it indicate? We have assumed it as a tensile or compressive. Away from the joint.
Compressive.
No, FCE we have what I hear away from the joint we have assumed. It means it is what we have assumed?
Tensile.
Tensile, but it is coming negative. So what it will be? That force is actually compressive. That force is actually compressive. So where that FCE Where it is, how much we got? 89 point?
Minus.
No. Now instead of this in bracket, we will write compressive like this. Instead of
Yes.
sign, we will write compressive like this. Then C point, any forces remained? One force, horizontal force we missed, no? BC, force in BC.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, one force is remained, no, at point C, horizontal force. So how it will be calculated? This equation will not become only this much. BC, that is remained, no? That we have to show here. So let us assume again. How we will assume? Away from the joint or towards the joint? Let us assume away from the joint, FCB. Again, two equations, two unknown will come. Again, two equations, two unknown. So for this, again summation fx. Summation. First we will calculate summation. Which summation we will calculate? Fy we have to apply, no? First. See here now this figure. Now you have to apply the logic. How many unknowns are there in this figure now? At point C. FCB. This one is FCE. Whether we have calculated FCE. Here I have written, but we have not calculated yet. FCE. How many forces are there at point C?
2.
4.
Two unknown, I will say. Two unknown and one
Force.
force, and one already we have calculated. Now two unknown. If which equation we should apply to get at least one force? Summation fx or summation fy?
Fy.
Summation fy. If we will apply summation fy, what will happen?
FC.
We will get FC. So apply now summation fy. Summation fy equal to 0. We will tell summation fy 50 plus or minus?
Minus.
Minus 50. 89.48 plus or minus?
Plus.
Plus
89.4.
0.40. Sin or cos?
Sin.
Sin 60.
Sin 60.
What about FCE? Minus or plus?
Minus.
Minus FCE into
Sin.
sin how much?
60.
Sin 60 equal to 0. From this, is it possible to get FCE?
Yes.
Calculate FCE. Calculate first. Time is less. FCE.
$31.74.
1.74.
Correct. 31 point plus or minus?
7.
Plus
Plus means whatever we have assumed it is correct. What we have assumed FCE, compressive or tensile?
Compressive.
Compressive.
Away from the joint. Away from the joint. FCE is going away from the joint. FCE 31.74.
74.
Now unit I will not write. Tensile, no? Tensile like this you can write. Now which forces remained at point C?
FCB.
FCB. So if we will apply summation fx is equal to 0, who will tell now which value you will get now? FCB.
FCB.
So whether FCB will come minus or plus?
Minus.
FCB minus. Again minus. FCE will be minus. FC value, what we got value? 31.74.
74.
Cos or sine?
Cos.
Cos. Again, this FCD, how much force we got FCD? Again, it will come plus or minus.
89.48.
It will come plus or minus?
Minus.
Minus. How much it is? 89.48
48.
into cos
60.
equal to 0. From this we can calculate FCB with sine you tell now. FCB with sine. Otherwise you take FCB to this side and tell me what is the value of FCB. So is it positive or negative? First,
Negative.
it is negative. What we have assumed? Tensile or compressive? FCB tensile. So negative
Tensile.
याचा अर्थ काय आहे? It is coming negative. That means it is compressive. FBC or CB, it is compressive. Value you have to tell now.
60.61.
60.61.
61.
Very good. 60.61 is the correct value. And how? What is its nature? 60.61 compressive or tensile?
Compressive.
Compressive. It is compressive. It is compressive. So point joint C is over. Joint C is also over. So which joint we will take now?
B.
Huh? Joint B.
Yes, sir.
If we take joint B, what will happen? So time is running. Is it possible for you? What is time now?
12.5.
12.5.
Will you solve the remaining likewise?
Yes, sir.
Will you solve only
Yes,
joint B is remained? Is it possible? Only one force is remained, joint B. Once you are going to consider joint B, all forces will be over. So is it after joint B, is it necessary to go for joint E? What do you feel?
No,
After,
sir.
not
No.
necessary, because we found forces in C already. We found only one joint. Or shall we solve immediately now? Joint B. It will take hardly.
Yes, sir.
We will solve.
We will solve, sir.
You will solve. Shall I believe on you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Only one force is remained. Likewise, you have to calculate. Shall we stop here or shall we solve? 5 minutes it will take.
Solve, sir.
We will solve.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Solve fastly, sir.
हा करताय का
Solve.
करायचं सॉल्व? Joint B. Joint B. How many unknowns are there? First point here, vertical force is there. What is its value? 40. Then this BC. So how you are going to show this BC force? Compressive. Means away from the joint or towards the joint?
Towards the joint.
Towards the joint. You are going to show something like this, 60.61. Next force, AB. How force AB we have calculated? 83.71.
71.
So how we were assumed it, tensile or compressive? How we have assumed? Just check now in your notebook. Tensile, I think tensile away from the joint, like this we have assumed.
Yes, sir.
83.71, and one force is remained. This is which force?
FB.
FBE. How we have assumed it? Away from the joint means
Compressive.
Compressive.
how? Away from the,
Tensile.
for today's lecture, at least you should remember, away from the joint, tensile, towards the point, compressive.
Compressive.
Only this much you should remember. At point B, how many unknowns are there? At point B, how many unknowns are there?
One.
One.
Only one. So either you can apply summation apex or summation F1. So suppose summation apex equal to 0. Who will tell whether 40 force will come in summation apex?
No.
No, sir.
What about this 60 minus 60
Minus
61?
61.
Then B, it will come plus or minus? Plus into
Plus.
cos 60 minus 83.71 into
Or 60.
cos 60. From this calculate FBE. We have assumed it as a tensile. So let us see how it is coming. FBE, final force, calculate. First. FBE, anybody? We have assumed a tensile, whether it is coming tensile or compressive.
Tensile.
Tensile. Okay, what is its value?
204.93.
93.
Just check once again.
204.93.
204.93.
Okay. How much?
204.93.
Okay. Tensile. So whatever these values are coming like this. So you can calculate. Okay. So lengthy problems are there. It may come for 10 to 12 mark in exam. Okay. So shall I give one homework? Shall I give one homework?
Yes, sir.
Try to solve. Just check whether you are able to solve. So one homework problem next lecture. If not, next lecture we will solve. Take this, then we will stop. Analyze the truss. Rule number 3. Will you read the problem? 3.
Analyze the truss as shown in following figure. All members are 3 meter long.
How many forces are acting on this truss? External force, I will say. How many external forces are acting on the truss?
4.
Which are they?
40,
40,
40,
10, and 20.
40, 30, 10 and 20. Or 10, 20, 30, 40, like this I will say. Okay. And what is the length of all the members?
3 meter.
3 meters. So what will be the angle made by all the members? All triangles will become equilateral triangle. Correct?
60 degree.
60.
Yes.
So all angles will come
60.
60.
60 degree. So try to solve. If not, we will solve. Shall we stop? Its time is over almost. Shall we stop?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Thank you very much.